just joined to the Green Team Kickoff. You are tuned in with DJ Antonio Caesar, and more importantly, Faith in Place. We'll talk more about Green Teams today. All right, everyone. Well, you have been tuned in to DJ Antonio Caesar. Thank you for coming today.
So glad that you all could join us and be part of this evening together. I hope no matter what your day was like, whether it was snowy and cold or hard and lots of work, that you are, I'm really glad that you're here with us now to think about and talk about green teams. So welcome. I encourage you during this time together to use the chat box to greet one another and to see who's here. And you can see the names of participants by looking at the participants button down at the bottom of the screen, and use the chat box to keep in touch, to ask questions or make comments. We love that chat box. That's your friend. We are so glad that you are here, and we are, as DJ Antonio said, we are Faith in Place. Our mission is to enable people of all faiths to be leaders in earth care by providing resources to educate and advocate and connect so that we can take care of the earth in a way that is not only environmentally just, but just for our communities. We believe when people of faith lead the environmental movement, that it leads toward justice and a better community, a healthier community for all of us. So we are here tonight to talk about green teams, and I want to give you just a quick intro to what we're going to talk about tonight. Katie, oh good. I think I got ahead of the slides. We're going to celebrate your green teams at the beginning of 2021, and we have a little bit of opening. We've got a great group of coaches here to visit with you, and Veronica Kyle, our State Outreach Director, is going to tell you a little bit about her perspectives on green teams. Then we're going to have breakout sessions for green teams in all stages of development and life. We know that some green teams are just starting out, and we welcome those of you who have said to us, we'd like to get started with a green team. How do we do that? We know that some green teams have been operating for years and that they are ready to take it to the next level. And we've got some ways to do that. And we also know that some of us had a rough year as green teams as well as other ways. And we are looking to revitalize a green team and sort of to bring it and start over. So we'll have breakout sessions for all of those. Then we'll talk about it when we get back and visit a little bit about how to stay involved. But we want to start by just finding out where you are at the beginning of 2021. So Katie's going to put a poll on the screen for you, and we're ask you to describe what stage your green team is at here as 2021 kicks off. Are you starting out? Are you maintaining? Are you ready to start over? Katie, do we have the poll answers up there? Oh, that's good. You can move your cursor.
We're just only thinking about starting one, so
okay.
There's no spot to hit for that.
We'll put you in the starting group.
Okay.
How about that?
We don't have any answers yet. Let's get those answers in.
Don't be shy.
I see them. They're coming in.
That's great.
13 people said our green team is newly forming. 10, we're maintaining, healthy and strong. And 12, we're ready to take this thing to the next level. I love it.
All right.
Yes.
We've got a lot of people on this call, and in order for the breakout rooms to work, Katie is going to work her magic. But we want you to go to the chat box right now and write the breakout group that you'd like to be in. So either write starting, revitalizing, or taking it up a notch.
restarting, revitalizing, taking it up a notch.
Right. What group would you like to be in? And if you don't write something in the chat, then Katie's going to assign you. But I'll tell you, if you write it fast, oh, all right, here come the answers. Here come the answers. Oh, that's good. I thought,
Taking it up. I
oh,
love
that's
it.
right.
Starting. I
That's
love it.
so good.
Assign me.
Somebody say it, assign me. Okay. If I was going to be in a breakout room, I'd want to be in the one that had the music. And sadly, none of us have the music. So we're all gonna be going. That's awesome. That is great. While you continue to put in your choices for breakout groups, I want to take just a moment to introduce you to the Green Team coaches from Faith in Place. Katie made a yearbook page for us that looks like either a high school yearbook for a very weird high school, or it could be the coaches. Along the bottom row of the coaches is Katie, who you can see her and you recognize her, and Elena, and they are our public relations department for our teams. They help us put out the best public face and also keep us communicating with each other. So we're glad to have them on our coaching staff. Caesar, who actually looks like a coach in the picture there on the left, that's not a whistle around his neck, however, but I would say that we would call Caesar a scout because he is our youth coordinator. And so he is scouting the younger players that are coming up through the ranks of the green teams. Samantha in the middle of the bottom row there is, I would call Samantha a great special teams player. Samantha's done a little bit of everything, knows a little bit about all of our programs at Faith in Place, and you really, Samantha's the one that you want in special situations. So she's our special teams coach. Thanks, Samantha. Yeah. If you go up to the next row, Princess Harris is on your right-hand side. Princess is our strength and conditioning coach. She has us going out, like running laps, going on hikes, staying healthy. So Princess is also coaches several of our green teams, and we're really glad to have her on board. Dan there is next. I would say Dan is our defensive line coach because he is not afraid to tackle the really big problems. Dan can help with programs on climate change and all kinds of the big issues. He'll tackle anything. So glad to have Dan aboard. Isioma, also very important to our team. Isioma, I think Isioma is like the coach that's up in the booth. You know, she keeps the whole field in vision and really keeps our perspective wide so that we don't lose track of where we're going or of the little adjustments that can advance our cause. So thanks, Isioma, glad you're here. Christina, I would call Christina our backfield coach. And Christina is actually a football fan, so she knows what I'm talking about. But she, you know, if you want to advance the ball, if you want to make the downs happen, Christina is the one that can tell you whose hands to put the ball in to make it go forward. Then if you get to that upper row there, Scott Onquay is definitely in our front office. His Twitter handle is Stylish Rev, and he represents us at the legislature and in many public forums. So he's our front office. Raymont Bell in the other nice suit there on the top row is in charge of stats and player development. He's our program director. He makes us all keep on the program good side and helps us get better at what we do. I'm the next person there. I look like I'm the coach in charge of praying us through when things are going right. But the person that is next going to talk is Veronica Kyle, who is there on the upper left-hand side of your screen. And I would say that Veronica, who is our statewide outreach director, is also our head green team coach. She was instrumental in forming the vision and the model of the green teams. She has compiled the playbook, and whenever we need some help and advice, she is there to give it, because she has been around green teams and knows the ins and outs. So I am happy to introduce and turn the mic over to State Outreach Director Veronica Kyle to talk a little bit more about the green team model for environmental justice.
Welcome, welcome everybody. It is amazing. We are on the side of 2020. This is 2021. What an awesome blessing to be on this side. And as I was reflecting about tonight's kickoff, I couldn't help but think about what we just all went through with 2020. For some of us, it might go down as the worst year in our lifetime. Clearly, it's one of the worst in our history of this country. Between what we saw with the killing of George Floyd and the Black Lives Matters movement, what's happening with climate change, ultimately what was happening on our nation's capital, and then the COVID-19 pandemic. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it got worse. And I was thinking about the whole symbolic meaning of the word green. Green is about life and renewal. Green is about hope, you know, and so here we are having a kickoff of the green teams. And now more than ever, in my opinion, and that of our team, we are so vital to 2021. We are vital to the faith community. We're vital to our houses of worship. We are some of the people that should be bringing life and hope and inspiration and affirming that regardless of who and how you address your higher power, God in many names, that God is still speaking. So tonight we're going to kick off our 2021 with our green team inspiration in the theme of football. And Cindy, that was pretty cool. I love how you did that. Let's talk about, what does a green team look like? A green team looks like all of us. It looks like all of you. There's no one way to be a green team. Green teams come in all shapes, all colors, all sizes, have all various missions depending on the needs of their community and their congregation. They can be of all ages. They can have 2 or 3, 4 people, all the way to 15, 20, or 30, depending on your congregation, your house of worship. And the reason this is important is that you don't have to wait until you get to look a certain way or you have a certain amount of people. And those of us who are on this call, many of you have green teams, you know that already. You can have 30 people signed up, but it's probably only 5 or 6 that's really doing the work. Or you can have, you know, only 3 of you and you're functioning like it's 13 of you. So green teams look like you. And tonight, when we go and you break up into the various rooms, the chat rooms, think about what it is in 2021, despite the year that we just have, that you as a green team member or someone who's new to this journey can bring to your faith community. And also think outside the box, because now, because of COVID-19, everything we do pretty much is virtual, which means you can invite anybody and everyone to your green team events. Go figure. Most of us are sitting at home. As a matter of fact, true confession, I'm sitting up here and from the waist up, I look so professional. And I actually have on my house slippers and lounging pants at the bottom. And that's the advantage that you have now with your outreach with green teams. How do you get more people involved in your green team work? Invite this throughout your congregation and other faith communities. Collaborate. This is a great opportunity to invite your faith neighbors and other organizations that can support your mission and vision. So with that, Cindy, I'm going to turn it back over to you, but I want to say to everyone that is here tonight, 58 of us are on this Zoom. So we obviously believe and know that our common home is still a top priority in the midst of all the insanity and the challenges that we're facing in this nation. I want you to go and come out inspired and bring that to the chat. What did you get from the breakout rooms? What are you going to take back with you? And remember, as coaches, we're here to help you implement the plays and strategize your game. And have your game face on tonight. Come to be a champion and come out as a winner from this power hour. And with that, Cindy, I'll turn it back over to you.
Hey, thanks, Veronica. As people for Faith in Place, we have learned so much from you, and we believe that green teams are really experts on helping one another. One of the most exciting things that happens for staff members at Faith in Place is when our green teams start collaborating, working together, giving one another ideas, and helping one another achieve a greater good than they perhaps could even have envisioned at the before they started working together. So when we thought about what we wanted to do tonight during this green team celebration, we wanted to be sure to give you time to talk with one another and to ask the questions of one another as well as the staff. So I introduced our whole coaching staff, which I'm very, very proud to work with, but I'm also very, very anxious for you to have a chance to talk to one another. So we are going to get into breakout rooms in a few minutes, and that's the reason why, because we believe that wonderful things happen when green people of faith talk to one another. And so we experimented with a few ways of fostering conversation. How many of y'all were at the Green Team Summit last year? There were like many, and we had breakout rooms, and some of them were wonderful, and we tried different things, and some of them didn't work at all. So we're trying one of the things that we think works for people to communicate with one another, and that is the use of jam boards. So each one of your breakout groups is going to have a jam board, and Elena has put in the chat the link to the Jamboard, but don't go there yet. Hold on just a second. The Jamboard's a place where you can write your insights, respond to questions, and when you see other people's answers, then you can bring your sticky notes together and have a little conversation. So thanks for being open to try something new with us, and let us know how it works, but we hope that you'll enjoy that. I've got to check with Katie to see if she's got everybody ready to go to the breakout rooms yet.
Need just a little bit more time.
Just a little more time? Oh,
Yep,
okay.
thank you.
All right, then.
Cindy, I'm just
Yes.
wondering, while we're waiting on Katie, you can let us know, Katie, with a thumbs up when you're ready. Can people just kind of put in the chat what house of worship you're from? It would just be kind of fun to just see, or location.
Yeah, how about locations?
Yeah, like where are you from?
And we work all over the state. I'm not sure whether we got anybody from
Carpendale, Linwood.
Oh,
loving it.
Wow.
Chicago, North Shore, Mattoon, Carbondale, St. Mark's, Glen Allen. Oh my God, Urbana, Charleston, West,
St. Nicholas.
New Deliverance.
All right. Champaign.
I'm loving it. Grace Lake Beach or Woodstock, Covenant UCC, Trinity, Greater Roseland. Oh, Vernon Park. Oh my goodness. Pentecostal Church of Holiness, North Lawndale. Countryside, I've been there. Trinity, Carbondale. This is awesome.
That is
Loving
amazing.
Arlington Heights, Metropolitan Missionary Baptist, West Side. That's where my husband's from, the West Side, Chicago. I'm loving it all across the state. See you, Velma from Covenant, South Holland.
That ought to give you a great idea of how many wonderful people there are out there who are looking for ways to green their church and green their community.
Naperville, cool. I love
Woohoo.
Naperville.
I've been to Naperville. I'm in Urbana myself, and that's right in the middle of the state. So I think everybody, we should be the center of the universe, right? We want to
I
have a
love
big,
it.
someday when COVID's over, we can have a great big green convention right in Urbana. All right.
I love it. Well, I'm in South Shore in Chicago. And the lake is cold right now.
How many people?
Oh, Angie, South Shore, yay, neighbors.
All right, it looks to me like Katie
Are
has
you ready?
done her magic, and you'll get a message on your screen asking you to join a breakout room. If you get into a breakout room that you feel you don't belong in, you can go back to the main room and Katie will put you someplace else. But she's got the Jamboard sample up now. So Katie, you want to give us a little orientation to Jamboards?
Yes, thank you, Cindy. So when you open up the link to Jamboard, there will be a page for each group. You'll want to go up to the top where I've circled and scroll to the page that corresponds with your group. So we've got a page for starting your green team and etc. On the left, you'll see a gold arrow pointing toward a sticky note icon. And that's a really fun way to use the Jamboard and add some ideas as you have your discussion. So I hope you have a really wonderful discussion in your breakout rooms, and I'm going to go ahead and open those rooms.
Thanks, Katie. See you on the other side.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome back. It's like it's never enough time, but I'm so happy that we had it. I'm looking for the report back. We shared some pretty cool stuff in our group, right, guys? So I'm looking to hear what other people are sharing and hearing reflections from our people too, Cindy.
Excellent. Me too. I'd like to start with starting a green team group. And Christina, you were in that group. You want to tell us like one of the most exciting things that came out of your discussion with one another?
Oh, so much. There's so much exciting energy. And I know that getting something started right now almost seems impossible. But I want to give you some encouragement that you're not the only ones that are trying to start new things right now. And you'll have a coach. That is what we do all day, every day, is to help coach new green teams. And you have each other. You know, you can always try to connect with another green team, either in your region or in your denomination, by checking out our website and being able to look through what the existing green teams are. So you are not alone. But it is a challenging time, and we want to encourage you to just take the next little step. There was somebody mentioned that a snowball fight would be a great activity to bring a green team together. Social distanced, event. Just watching my kids play outside today, they made more enemies than friends today. They're mad at each other still, but they'll get over it. That's how it goes. I'm just trying to look at the Jamboard. There were so many great things. Someone mentioned that setting up a table, either in your entryway or exit point when you're leaving your worship services, can be a great way to solicit some interest in your green team after services. I want to name that I know that not everybody is worshiping in person right now, and so Faith in Place can really plug in here and help in a couple of different ways. When it's safe to, we can come into your house of worship, give a little moment for mission, bring our little tablecloth and our handouts and help you with that, help you recruit people and get some energy around that. But now might also be a good time if you're all virtual or if you're doing recorded sermons or services. Your green team coach might be able to record a little blurb to be able to be included into your weekly worship stuff, so that you can start to get some momentum around starting a green team. So lots of creative ways we can do that, even if we're not gathering in person yet. I just want to encourage you to connect with your coach.
Thanks,
Love it.
Christina.
Thank you.
Terrific. Hey, Veronica, what did you and Dan talk about? What was your
Well,
takeaway?
I hope one of our people will speak up, but one of the things that I want to share that we talked about was kind of this divine creativity during COVID. There's so many things that you can do virtually. Movie nights, you can do mask making. There's tons of people with sewing machines in your congregation. Get them engaged, they would be happy to have a purpose using those scrap fabrics and making masks. Don't we need masks? We can start to plant our seeds and seedlings early for our garden season as well. We talked about mental health and wellness, encouraging people to get out and walk, whether it's in their block, the backyard, the park nearby, but to be able to have that kind of information coming from the green team. And the one thing we didn't get to talk a lot about was healthy food. This is a really good time. They call it the COVID-15. And how do we maintain, or how do we lose the COVID-15? Movement, eating right and healthy. I don't know if anybody else, I hope we'll have time to have some of our participants also share some of their reflections. So I'm gonna hush it right now so that the next group can report out, Cindy.
Great, thank you so much. That was terrific, and I'm looking at the board because it sounds like you had so many great ideas there. That's super. I want to tell you a little bit about the Revitalizing Your Green Team group. Boy, we heard some stories that just of such wonderful green teams that were doing hands-on work and deeply embedded in their congregations. And because of the shock of COVID and sheltering in place, when the projects came to a stop, there was just a real sense of mourning and loss and wondering, how do we get our momentum back? How do we involve people? And we came up with ideas about using short-term projects, reaching out for not to run away from COVID, but to sort of lean into the fact that everybody's struggling with isolation, with energy needs, with dealing with a need for racial healing and the political situation that has come upon our country. And so addressing all those things with your green team and providing short events are ways that you can help people connect with one another, learn something new, and make a difference in the world, even during this time. So I hope that we'll also lean into each other, and that you'll also connect with your coach. We have resources and ideas and ways for those things to happen that if you've been doing something so successfully for a long time, maybe you haven't thought of doing it a little differently. And so please help one another and let us help you too.
I just want to also add that right now, if you don't know anything else to do, get on the Faith in Place website, our calendar, and engage your green team and congregation in the activities that we have posted. February is coming up. February 4th, we're having our first racial healing circle. Here, it's for all statewide. Anyone can be invited. And 2 weeks later is our first book discussion, Isabelle Wickerson's book. She's an amazing writer, historian, researcher who writes history like a novel, Cast, and The Warmth of Other Suns. In March, we have, and there's racial healing circles all through February and March. So come, forget about what can we do? What you can do is have them support what's already done, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We welcome you to utilize anything that you see on our calendar that you can send out to your green teams and invite them. You become the connector. many of the people in your congregation are not on our mailing list. You are. So send it out and show up yourself, but send them out. Put it on your Facebook page, all of that in your congregation. Have your secretaries or office administrators put it in their bulletin, but utilize our activities to support your green efforts.
I'd like to amen and second that, Veronica. Katie's going to show you a slide that says some of the ways that you can stay involved and stay connected with Faith in Place. I encourage you to find each of those on your on the Faith in Place website. Talk with one another about them. And then I'd also ask you to each think and maybe put in the chat, if you possibly can, what's your next elegant step or your elegant next step for your green team? Who are you going to connect to? Who's the one person or the one program that's going to be your next step as a green team? I look forward to connecting with many of you. All the coaches do. So, but it's 8 o'clock and it's time for us to quit now. Somebody wrote, yes, the One Earth Film Festival. There's great resources there.
Sign up for the new JORO group. Cool. I love it.
Wonderful
Upcoming
ideas.
Story Circle. Love it. Elena, thanks for sharing.
Caesar is going to play for another 5 minutes, so we don't have to leave. We can keep exchanging ideas and connections in the chat. Thank you again so much for coming, and thank you for all the wonderful ways
Yoga
that
in
you
the
are making
garden.
the world a
Love
better
it.
place. Just terrific work that you're doing. We want to encourage you to enjoy that work in 2021. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all. Power Hour. Go
And
green teams.
And before I start sharing, there's a question: where can I find this recording? So Katie, maybe you could help answer that before I start playing the music.
That is a great question. Thank you so much for asking that question. We are going to make this recording available on our YouTube channel in a couple days, and it will also go out in the email that will include the Jamboard link. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
And if you think about something that we didn't talk about, send it to us. We want to share your thoughts, right? And if you think these need to be longer than an hour, tell us that too. We're always so conscious of your time. So thank you for spending this hour with us. We really, truly appreciate it.
All right, and now you are tuned in with DJ Antonio.